Welcome to another Fast Tips video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to show you how to generate a coin toss, or 1,000 coin tosses, or 100,000 coin tosses. And we'll see how the probabilities change the more coin tosses that you flip. This is something that came up in another project that I'm working on, and another video that I'm putting together for you guys. And I had the need to flip a coin. And I'm like, well, all right, we've already done a video on random numbers, so let's just tweak that a little bit and make a coin toss function. You can see it right there. It's nice and simple. Let's put it in a database, and then we'll do some looping and have some fun. Okay, so this video is going to involve some VBA, quite a lot of it, in fact. So if you've never done any VBA before, go watch this, and I got a bunch of other videos for you to watch, too. You'll find a list of them all down below in the prerequisites. We cover the if function, if-then statements, variables, for next loops, all kinds of stuff. So if you're confused as to how any of this stuff works, go watch those videos first, and then come on back to this one. And also, go watch my random records video. This teaches you how random numbers are generated. Okay, so that's a big part of today's video. So go watch this first, too. These are all free. They're on my website. They're on my YouTube channel. Go watch those first, and then come on back. And I do also want to kind of warn you that even though it's a fast tip video, it's not exactly fast. It's over 20 minutes long. And the reason why is when I call it a fast tip, I try to get to the point of the video like quickly. And, okay, so I'll teach you how to do the coin toss function up at first, within the first couple minutes. But then after that, sometimes I just have fun. You know, I enjoy doing this, so I go off on a bunch of tangents. But the fast tip will be done first, and then we'll get into some other stuff. So just have fun, all right? We're here to have fun and learn. So here we go. Don't want anybody complaining that the fast tip is 20 minutes long, okay? So stop it. It's like short videos, like TikTok. I've tried. I can't condense my stuff down to 3 minutes. It's impossible. Like these YouTube shorts. I need at least 20 to do something cool. So all right, never mind. Here we go. Okay, so here I am in my Tech Help free template. You can download a copy of this off my website if you want to. If you watch the contacts video, you probably already have a copy. But the first thing we're going to do is make a coin toss function. And I'm going to put that in a global module down here so that everybody in the database can use it. So we're going to go to create and then module, not class module, module. That'll bring up this guy. Hi, Fran. How you doing? This is the VBA window. If you watch the VBA video, you know what this guy is, right? We're going to make a public. That means everybody can use it. Every other form, report, whatever in your database can use it. It's going to be a function, which means it returns a value, as opposed to a subroutine, which does not return a value, just does stuff. All right, we're going to call it coin toss. It's not going to take any parameters in, okay? And it's going to return a Boolean, right? It'll return true if it's heads and false if it's tails. Now, since we know how to generate random numbers, we know the first thing we have to do is randomize. I'm going to randomize this guy every time the function is called. Do you have to do that? Well, not really. You could randomize the database once when the form opens, but randomizing takes just a split second, so you might as well just do it every time. And now coin toss, the value of that function is going to be set equal to, we're going to use the if function, and we're going to say random. Now, what does random return? Random returns a random number from 0 to 1. Remember that? So basically, if it's 0.5 or greater, it's heads. If it's less than 0.5, it's tails. Okay? So if random is greater than or equal to 0.5, then give me a 1 or a 0. Now, I'm going to include 0.5 in the later half, because technically the random function can be from 0, right, greater than or equal to 0, but less than 1. So random will never return 1. All right, so that way we're going to go 0 up to, but not including 0.5, and then 0.5 up to, but not including 1, so that there's an even number of values there. And that's it. That's all you need, right? If that random number comes back big, it's a heads. If it comes back little, it's tails. Okay? All right, save that. We'll call this my, I mean, if you plan on putting more random stuff in this module, you can call it the random module. I'm just going to call it my global module. I usually have a bunch of little functions that I put together in the course of a database, and I throw those all in a global module. No sense in having 50 modules in here, right? All right, let's go back to the database now, design view here. And I'm going to make use of my Hello World button. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to say just go or whatever. You can change the name and all that stuff if you want to. Not that big of a deal. All right, so right click, build event. And instead of statusing Hello World, what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and I'm going to say, give me a variable. Let's call it isHead. And that'll be a Boolean value. Right? Remember, Boolean is a true-false value. Okay, since coin toss is returning a true or a false, that's what we're going to store in here. All right, so isHead equals coin toss. All right, and technically, yeah, you should go coin toss like that with the open close parentheses after it. All right, so it's a function. Access will usually let you get away without those, but like if you put them in a query, sometimes it doesn't work. Like date, it'll think it's a field. And let's just status this guy real quick. So status, and I'll just say x is just whatever is head. All right, so we should see a true or false value here for every coin toss. Okay, all right, let's go back over here, close it, open it, click. All right, true, false, false, true. See, every time I do that, it's generating a coin flip. Okay, easy enough, right? True or false, true or false, true or false, true or false. Okay, now I don't want just one at a time. I might want 500 coin flips. So let's make it so we can do a bunch of them. All right, let's take this guy. How many flips do we want? Oops, nope. Capital L. I do that all the time. Does anybody else do that when you're typing? I hold down the shift key just a slight second too long and I get that capital L. I got to get used to it. I use my left thumb for that shift key. So I've been doing it since I was a kid. All right, number of flips. This is a date, so come on over here. We're going to call this guy flips, and let's get rid of that equals date control source. So we're going to type a value in here. Get rid of the format, which is short date. All right, we just want a standard number. And go to data. I laugh every time I say data. And we'll make the default value, let's say 100 flips. Okay? All right, so save that. Now I want text boxes to store the results. And then maybe one more that shows the winning percentage. And you win if you get a heads, okay? All right, so let's go copy, paste, paste, paste. All right, give me a couple more boxes. And yeah, I should have probably got rid of the default value before I paste it. That's okay. Select all three of these, and we'll take that default value and get it out of there. So 0. Okay. This guy will be heads. And we'll name the box heads as well. Come over here. Heads. This guy will be tails. And this will be tail. And this will be winning percentage. And I'm going to name this guy win PC for win percent. Now the control source I can generate automatically. I'm going to say equals heads divided by parentheses heads plus tails. Okay. And since that's calculated, we're going to gray that out so the user knows they can't change it. Just like that. Okay, now save this, close it, open it back up again. And oh, we got pound num in there. Why that? Well, it's division by 0. Not a big deal. Now you can get rid of that on startup by just not setting these to 0 if you want to. That's an easy fix. Or you can use an if function to say, okay, if heads plus tails is 0, then don't do that. So whichever one you want, let's make it, let's just get rid of the default value. Watch. Because when you do that, you can't do null division. So basically, you get no error message. Unless you literally put something in here. There you go. Because anything plus, minus, times, divide, null is null. That's just how null math works. So as long as you don't have this plus this is 0, you're okay. All right? Okay. All right, let's go into the button. Actually, let me slide this out. This looks a little messy. Let me do a little bit of this. And a little bit of that. Let's center that stuff on there a little bit better. Okay, go into the button. Right-click, build event. Now, I don't want just one coin toss. I want a bunch of coin tosses. I want flips numbers of coin tosses. So I need a counter variable so I can loop from 1 to flips. Okay, if I type in 10, I want 1 to 10. So, comma x as long. That's my counter variable. Okay, let's start off by saying status box equals begin. Just put the word begin in there. Okay, I'm not actually using the status function because I don't want it to like add to the box. I'm just going to reset the box. In fact, I'm probably going to just use it this way throughout the whole video. I want that box to just be updated with the current status. Okay, now let's set our variables. Heads equals 0, tails equals 0. We have none at right now. We're starting. Okay, and now a for loop. All right, I'm going to say for x equals 1, 2 flips. Next. All right, so in here, I'm going to loop flips number of times. If flips is 10, it's going to loop 10 times. All right, now in here, I'll put the is head equals coin toss. And then I'll say, if is head, then heads equals heads plus 1, else tails equals tails plus 1. That'll update our boxes. Okay. And here, if you want to, you can status it. Let's say status box equals x. We'll just put our x count in. Right, and then we're all done. We'll say status box done. That. Now, we're not using the actual status function. We're just changing the box. So if I run this now, you're not going to see it go, right? Run it, it just says done. Now, if you got a really long loop, then it'll take some more time, right? If I go to 1,000, see, and then 10,000 takes a second, all right? 100,000 takes even longer. Looks like it's frozen, see, but it's still thinking. See, okay. So the thing is that the status function that I wrote has a do events in it, right? If you take a look at the status function, which is right up here, there's a do events in there. So if you use the status function, it'll keep updating the display, right? But I'm not doing that. I'm just changing the status box. So if I just say here status and then that, all right, when I run now, you can see it updates the box. Okay, but it's going to take forever because every time it updates the box, it's nice and slow. So we're going to stop this. Stop. What you can do if you do want to see a status, okay, is you can say something like if there's a lot of flips, right? If flips is greater than 10,000, then we'll do something like this in here. We'll say if x mod 10,000 equals 0, then status box equals, let's do a percentage. So it'll be x divided by flips times 100, and then we'll put a percentage sign after it. So basically every 10,000, if we put a value in greater than 10,000, every 10,000 we'll see a percentage. Now in here, since we're setting status box equal to this, we have to make sure we put in here our do events because we're not actually using the status function. Okay? I told you we were going to get into some funky stuff. This is just having fun today. Yeah, this is fun for me. I don't know about you guys. All right, now if I run it, there we go, see? And it runs a lot faster too. Did you notice that? Before it took forever because the slowest thing you can ever do with programming is screen refreshes. They're slow. I think they're even slower than hard disk read writes. I think hard disk rewrites are faster than screen refreshes. Refreshing this whole screen takes a lot of processing power. All right, but there it's relatively fast. And if we jack this number up even more, you'll see it runs like every 1 now. See? You might want to put an abort checkbox on here somewhere. I like to use those because if your user does this, they got no way to stop this. All right, and so we're going to come in here and stop it ourselves. And we can put an abort checkbox on here too. Design view. And since we're only using this as a single line status box, now we can do that and drop an abort box down underneath here. All right, abort. And we'll color that white. Where's the thing? Format painter, pink. Let's align that left. Let's name this abort. And what we're going to do is we're going to start it off so it's not visible. All right, save it. Now what we're going to do is in our code, when this thing runs, we're going to say abort.visible equals true, and we'll set its value, abort equals false. So the checkbox itself is false, but its visible property is true, so now you can see it. Okay? Now, if at any time the user hits abort, we want to get out of Dodge. Okay? And that'll only happen during a do events, because if you don't hit it, if a do events doesn't take place, then what the user clicks on is meaningless. So do events is crucial here. Okay? And so I'm going to say right here, if abort, then exit for. That says drop out of the for loop. Okay? Now, once we do drop out of the for loop down here, we can say if abort, then status box aborted. And you can color it red and do whatever other stuff you want. All right? And then we can say else status box equals done. Or completed successfully, whatever. And then we'll say abort.visible equals false. Hide it. Don't need it anymore. See? Doing some cool stuff here. This is the kind of stuff, by the way, that I teach in my developer classes. We have fun like this. We'll have a topic and we'll just go to town. I'll do the topic and then I'll usually add a whole bunch of embellishments to it because I get carried away sometimes. All right, so let's try it again. Ready? Go. Oh, hang on. My bad. And see, I leave my mistakes in the videos sometimes. Because if I make a mistake, chances are you'll make the mistake too. Okay? Now, you see what I did here? I said status box aborted. Okay? Status box is the name of a control. Status is the name of the function. Okay? So if I just say status aborted, it will work. But if I'm going to call status box directly and send something to it, I have to say status box equals aborted. See, I did it correct down here. All right? Save it. And every now and then, give it a good debug compile. Make sure you got no syntax errors in here. Okay, now we should be good to go. Ready, go. All right, now the abort thingy just comes and goes so fast, don't even get a chance to see it. Jack that up to 100,000 and go. And there's my abort, and it's going. Oh, and it's done. Let's do it again. Go. And good. Yeah. I want to change this because I need to multiply that by 100. I forgot to do that. So let's come in here. And, oh, I did multiply it by 100. What did I forget to do? I think I forgot to format it correctly. Let's see here. Format. Yeah, we got to set the format. I'm going to go 0.0%, like that. That should fix it. Ready? Go. Good. Looks good. All right, let's put 1,000,000 in here. And if you want to be able to see the commas in here, that's another thing you could do. You can come in here and make it, make this format. Let's go $, comma, $, 0. What that means is the number signs are optional, right? They'll be there if you need them. The comma says, give me 1,000 separator. The 0 says, you got to have a number there. All right, so save that, close it, open it. There's my 100. If I type in 100,000, you get that comma there, see? If I type in 1,000,000, you get that. Now remember, format is different from input mask. I got separate videos on those. Look them up. They're on my website. All right, I'll hit go. And there we go. There's a little guy. He's running. And if I hit abort now, bink. Oh, you can't hide a control that is focused. That's another good error message that I always forget about this one. I'm glad these things are coming up, and we're just goofing around. I didn't really run through most of this beforehand. I forgot all about this one. So like I said, it's good. If I run into it, you're going to run into it. What does that mean? Well, debug. I tried to hide a control that has focus. In other words, I clicked on the abort checkbox while it was running. So that means my focus, where the cursor is sitting on that control. That means I can't hide it. You gotta move somewhere else before you can hide that control. Very good error. All right. So let's come here. Before we do that, let's move somewhere else. Where do you want to move? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Let's move back to the go button, which I believe is hello world button. So that's the name of the control. Yeah, I know. We should have named it something different. That's okay. Okay. So if you aborted, well, either way, doesn't matter. We'll just say right down here, hello world button dot set focus. There's also another one called do command go to control, but I like set focus better. All right, save it. Here we go. Ready? Click. And abort. And it goes back up here. See that? Very nice. Okay. And one thing I did want to mention is that take a look at how the percentages are all over the place. The fewer flips you do. If I do 10 flips, okay, 60%. 60% again, 70%. See, huge margins vary. You could get 7 heads, 3 tails. 8 heads, 2 tails. Right? There's 50-50. Right? 7 and 3, 70. 1 and 9. Right? That's possible. It happens. Okay? But the higher this number gets, the closer this always is to 50%. That's just the rule of probabilities. Right? We go to 100 now. And now look, we're between 53, 47. We're a lot closer to 5. I just saw 38 in there. Right? I mean, it's possible to get a 99%, but it's, very unlikely. Okay? See, we're floating in the 40s and 50s now. Okay? Let's do 1,000 flips. 51, 49, 48. Now we're closer to 50 again. See how close we are? See? I haven't seen one under 40 or above 55 yet. Let's get even bigger. Let's go to 10,000. 49, 49, 50. 50, 49. See, now we're getting even closer. Right? We'll do 100,000. Now it's getting up there. See, it kicked in. It's over 10,000. Now we're starting to see our little percentages go because this takes a little longer, right? 49.9, 50. All right? Now you might even want to add more decimal places if this is the kind of stuff you're doing, right? You can make this more decimal places. 50. 50.1, right? Let's do that. Let's add more decimal places. Let's come in here and we'll go 0.000. Ready? Let's go. Where are we at? 100,000? Go. Say 50.014. 50.00. 49.88. See? Let's do a million. The more flips you do, the closer you get to 50%. This will take a second. I figured I wouldn't make you guys watch the whole thing. All right, there we go. 50.1. That's actually pretty high for the few past rolls I've seen. So there you go. There's your random coin toss generator. Now, if you like stuff like this, you're really going to love my developer lessons. If you want to learn how to program in Visual Basic for Microsoft Access and you want to have fun doing it, you see all the crazy, wacky stuff I do, right? This is the kind of stuff that I love to do. Just pick a topic like random numbers and just go at it, or accounts receivable, or whatever, pivot tables. I don't know. No, that's Excel, but still. All right. So check it out, my developer classes, and also the extended cuts for my tech help videos. Right? Love doing the tech help videos. Right? I got the fast tips, I got the tech help, and tech help usually goes longer, right? And they cover all kinds of weird stuff. And what I do is I do a little tech help, like quick answer the question quickly, and then I go into tons of more wacky stuff in the extended cut. So if you want to learn this stuff, you want to have a good time, you want to have some fun, check it out. I'll give you information in a second on how you can join. I try to keep this stuff fun. I have fun doing it. I want you to have fun learning it. That's your fast tip for today. I almost said that's your tech help for today. But I hope you learned something. I hope you had some fun, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click on the bell icon to select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Make sure you click the Show More link down below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Even if you don't want to become a member, feel free to donate to my tip jar. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got puppies to feed. How do you become a member? Click on the Join button below the video. After you click the Join button, you'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks. Silver members and up will get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class each month, and more. Gold members get access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault, where I keep tons of different functions that I use. You'll also get a higher priority if you decide to submit any tech help questions to me, and you'll get one free expert class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks, plus even higher priority for tech help questions, access to all of my full beginner courses for every subject, and one free developer class each month after you finish the expert classes. These are the full-length courses found on my website, not just for Access, too. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, and lots more. You can now become a Diamond sponsor and have your name or company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown in each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access. It's over 4 hours long, and I just updated it for 2021. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below that you can click on. And also, if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. Yep, that's all, $1, and it's free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level, even supporters. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page on my website. You can send me your question there. While you're on my site, feel free to stop by the Access Forum. Lots of good conversations happening there. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Once again, my name is Richard Ross. Thank you for watching this tech help video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something today. I'll see you again soon.